This 4th of July, as fireworks light up the sky and families gather in celebration, we really want to take a moment to honor the true meaning of freedom and those who fought to protect it. Since 2010, Honor Flight Bluegrass has flown Kentucky's veterans to Washington, D.C., giving them the tribute that they've earned. A day of honor, remembrance, and thanks from a grateful nation. Jeff Toki joins us in studio. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me on.
And so, of course, this whole show kind of showcases all these festivals, of course, the fireworks that are happening today. But really, what is the true meaning of Independence Day?
That's a great question. I think we forget about that. You know, it's about our freedoms, about being free and how we came to be free. And I think it all goes back to our veterans that enable us to be free today. And of course, next year is 250 years.
Yeah.
And we owe our veterans everything as Americans that allow us to be free as we are today.
Yeah, and again, that's really something that people truly forget about. And so you do such a great job honoring our veterans. Of course, you do 2 honor flights a year. So those who aren't familiar with Honor Flight, what is it? You
know, Honor Flight, it's a way to give back to veterans. Veterans have sacrificed and served for so many years, and it's a way that we can pay them back for all that they've done for us. I'm not a veteran, but again, as Americans, we owe our veterans everything, allow us to be free, and that starts with the Revolutionary War up until today, World War II, Korea. So we fly World War II, Korea, Vietnam veterans to Washington, and as a way to pay tribute to all that they've done for us as a country.
Of course, an honor flight isn't happening today. You do
That's
them
right.
twice a year.
Yep.
And so how do those honor flights really work? And I'm sure the waiting list is so long to get on one of these.
Yeah, there is a waiting list, especially Vietnam veterans. We have about 450 waiting to go on our flight. Of course, we fly our World War II and Korea veterans first because they're in their 90s, they're older, and so we have a long waiting list. It's usually about 2 years to go for a veteran to go, for a Vietnam veteran to go. And of course, there's no charge for a veteran to go on an honor flight. We don't want them to pay anything because they've given us enough.
And so how does that work? I'm sure you have some really great partners and, of course, donations, too.
Well, we thrive off donations. We fly as many times as we have the money to fly. It costs about $120,000 to go on an honor flight. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we're an all-volunteer organization, 501c3. We have no paid staff. So we fly as many times as we can. It's usually been 2 times a year, but we hope to maybe start flying 3 if we have the funds.
Yeah.
But any kind of donations through honorflightbluegrass.org certainly help to pay for veterans to go on a flight.
And that would be a great way to kind of celebrate 4th of July, is to give a donation. But really, you know, July 4th is, of course, honoring those who serve. So really, what does this holiday mean to you?
You know, I think it's remembering all those that have served our country. That allow us to be able to do what we do today. And that starts with the Revolutionary War through War of 1812, the Civil War, World War I and II, where we sent soldiers overseas to help liberate these countries. And again, it's recognizing those who have given their lives and their time to the United States over the last 250 years. So we can celebrate July 4th. Without them, we wouldn't be celebrating July 4th at all.
Right.
We owe them everything, truly.
We really do. And being on a part of those honor flights, how long have you been involved with that?
Oh, that's a great question. About 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
So you've met so many veterans.
Hundreds of veterans, and every flight's unique, and we can't thank our veterans enough. I met so many special veterans who have given their all to all of us. And they're just a unique, I'm not a veteran, but again, we owe our veterans everything, and we don't want to take that for granted.
Is there a certain memory or maybe like a favorite moment on one of these honor flights that just really stands out to you?
You know, the thing that comes up on every single flight is the veterans. They say, you know, we appreciate you honoring us, but really the ones that should be honored are the ones who didn't come home.
Yeah.
And we had over 400,000 World War II veterans who never came home. Korea, I think there's over 40,000 veterans did not come home. Vietnam, 58,000. So we hear that's the common denominator we hear in every single flight is, yeah, I'm glad that I'm being honored, but I lost some buddies who did not come. They're buried in Europe, They're buried in cemeteries all across the world, and those are the ones that should really be honored. But again, we tell these veterans who are on the flight that you deserve to be honored today, and that's what we're here to do.
Well, and it's probably just a special moment when they share those types of stories and they go to these memorials and they find their buddy's name engraved on there, or if they are out at Arlington National Cemetery, they can see their tombstone. So I just have chills just thinking about that when you were saying such a story.
Yeah, and it can be very emotional when they see their buddies who were killed in Vietnam up on the wall there. And then you see the stars at the World War II Memorial, and each star represents 100 veterans. So it can be very emotional for the veterans to see. But again, they're so honored, appreciative that we're trying to honor each of them on this honor flight to Washington, D.C.
And then they get that big welcome home celebration when they come back to Louisville.
The tremendous welcome home. And I can't thank the Louisville and the whole community for coming out. And again, our next flight is September 30th, and we hope people come out and welcome all the veterans home on the 30th of September when we come back.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for stopping by today. Again, a perfect way to donate is today on July 4th. So if you are interested, all you have to do is learn more at honorflightbluegrass.org.